So when we say that there's a mutation, it means that the information is starting to be corrupted. It's no longer accurate. Okay? So substitution, what it means is, let's say substitution. So let's say instead of A, right? I put in the letter B. It doesn't mean extra bad. 2 B's, right? Now, okay, this sentence kind of makes sense, right? But it is not the original, isn't it? Right? So this is what we mean by substitution mutation. Okay, let me give you the original first. Right? It's a bad teacher. So a substitution mutation is replacement of one of the nucleotides. So what does it mean? Now, how many different nitrogenous bases are there in DNA? What are the names? Okay, initials, if you can't remember. A, T, C, G. Yes, okay, please know the entire name, right? So, yeah. Yeah, something like that, okay? So, for example, this is the correct sequence, right? So, a substitution would be, instead of, let's say, A in this position, it becomes a T. It's replaced. Just like in sports, basketballs, there's a substitution, right? Teaching, right? Substitute teacher, generally not as good as the original teacher, generally. Like me, I'm a substitute physics teacher. Right? You're having less than ideal experience learning physics, right? Okay, so this is known as a substitution mutation, right? Okay. Now then, what is an insertion? I should have put insertion instead of insert. Maybe you can add the letters ION. So insertion instead of insert. Can you guess what kind of mutation is involved in terms of nucleotide sequence? Yes, adding new or adding extra bases along the way, right? So for example, this sequence, let's say instead of just like that, something comes along and decides to put a T here, right? So can you see that the sequence is changed, right? So instead of this, you can think of other insertion, right? So maybe we insert some highly inaccurate information, NOT. All right. So instead of the original true information, now you inserted extra sequence, right? You make it untrue, okay? Or you make it change the sequence. So the information is changed, okay? So the red T represents an insertion, right? Then deletion. Now it should be easy to understand. What do you think is a deletion mutation? Yes, one nitrogenous base is taken out, okay? So let's say instead of having a T here, the T here disappears. Yes, thank you for the dramatic music. Okay, so there's no more T, so I'm just going to do a faded T here to represent that it's no longer there. Originally there was a T, right? Okay, so in summary, this would be an substitution. Right? This would be an insertion, and this would be a deletion. Okay, so these are the three main ways that information can change. Okay, all right. So of course, the greater the number of such mutations, the more the information gets corrupted. Okay. Yep. Just imagine this sentence: the more letters you take away or add, or you do whatever with it, you change, the more the information changes from the original. Okay? So if the cell now has to deal with this mutated information, then obviously it's not going to know what to do with it. Right? It may do things that are unintended. Right? Evacuate the building, out through the window we go. That's not the way you handle it. Right?